Hello CraftDee family, and welcome to another tutorial by She's So CraftDee. For today's DIY projects, we will be creating some really fun and easy Valentine's decor DIYs made with items from the Dollar Tree. Now these projects are made using the wood items from the Dollar Tree, and I'll show you how to create some beautiful pieces and some that are even interchangeable and can be displayed year-round. Now as always, all of the projects I create have a complete supply list in the description box so you can easily use it for reference as you gather your supplies. Now before we start, I have to say, hey to all of my subscribers, and if you're a new visitor to my channel today, I hope you consider subscribing as well, and stick around to enjoy these crafts and all the tips that I will share along the way. So now, let's just jump right into the projects. Now this project is a set of wood planter sconces. Now we're going to be starting off with 2 of these wood hanging boxes from the Dollar Tree Valentine section. So we're going to grab up the boxes, and the first thing we're going to do is go ahead and remove the hang string. We don't want any stain to get on that, so we're going to go ahead and remove that and put that to the side. And you could go ahead and remove the tags on the back as well. Now we'll be staining these with some Waverly Antique Wax, but you can definitely use traditional stain if you like. Now I'm going to apply my wax with a paintbrush. I'm just going to put a nice even coat on there, and then follow up with a paper towel to remove all of the excess on the inside. Now once the inside is done, I'm going to add more wax to the outside, and I want to make sure when I apply it to the outside, I want to make sure I go around the lettering. It's okay if you get some on top, but we won't be staining the lettering, we will be painting it. So I'm just going to carefully go around that lettering with my antique wax. And then once that's done, just follow up with a paper towel to wipe off all of that excess as well. Now we're going to repeat this for our second box. So here are both of my boxes with all of the antique wax on the front of them. Now that they're dry, we are going to paint. So I'm going to be using some black acrylic paint to paint on my lettering on the front of my boxes. Now you can choose any color that you like, but I wanted to paint mine black because I will be highlighting it later. So I'm taking a fine tipped paintbrush that I got from the Dollar Tree, and I'm just going to paint the top of all of the lettering on the front of each one of my boxes. So here's my lettering all painted, and allow this to completely dry. And now that it's dry, I'm going to take my acrylic marker and I'm going to outline the lettering. Now the Dollar Tree has their version of this as well. I got these from Amazon, and I will link them in the description box below. But I'm just going to take that marker and I'm going to outline all of my lettering all the way around so it'll stand out and can be seen. Now we're going to do this for both of the boxes, and here is what they'll look like when that lettering is all outlined. Now once that is nice and dry, what we can do is go ahead and reapply our jute twine, and we can tie that back on. You can also choose to use ribbon or whatever kind of hanger that you choose to use on the top of your boxes. Now to decorate these, I'm going to be using some of these roses from the Dollar Tree and some of this boxwood that I got from Walmart for 97 cents a bunch. Now I'm just going to clip it apart and put a couple pieces in each one of those boxes, and I'm going to take 1 rose in the center and 2 roses, 1 on each side, to put 3 roses in each one of these boxes for a nice sweet Valentine's arrangement. And here are both of the boxes with the roses. I think they turned out super cute, and now you can hang those up. And here they are, all hanging up on display, and I think they're adorable. Now by adding the roses and the greenery, it really gives that sweet Valentine's vibe I was going for, and the colors look so great with the stained wood. Now you can even switch up the greenery and the florals to display these year-round. Now let me know what you think of this project in the comments below. Now this project is a Valentine's love sign. We're going to need this wood covered MDF love sign from the Dollar Tree. And we're also going to need some of these foam roses from the Dollar Tree. So I'm going to take my love sign, go ahead and remove the tags, and we are going to end up painting this sign. Now I'm going to be painting it with my black acrylic paint. Now before I paint it, I am going to go ahead and remove the hang string. You can definitely keep yours on if you plan to hang it, but I decided I wanted mine to be a shelf sitter. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start applying that black acrylic paint, and what I like to do is go ahead and paint the outsides and insides of all of the letters first on my piece. And here's that done on all of that. You can get all the cracks and crevices first, and then once that's done, you can go ahead and apply one nice coat to the surface. I love this apple barrel black acrylic paint. It's really thick and it only requires one nice coat. And here is the surface of my sign, all nice and painted, and you want to allow it to completely dry. Now here it is, all nice and dry. So now we can add any kind of decoration to the sign. Now again, I am going to take my acrylic paint pen, and what I wanted to do is to go around my entire sign. I wanted to put little ticking or stitch marks around it. I think that adding this accent just really amps it up a little bit more. You can definitely do a solid line, but I like the ticking mark for my particular project, but please do whatever your heart desires. So here's my entire sign with the ticking marks on the outline and the heart, but I also wanted to define that letter V and divide that L as well. So I'm going to go back in with my paint marker and I'm going to outline the entire letter V so this doesn't look like just one continuous piece. And then I'm going to put that little partition next to the L as well. So now here it is. It looks like individual letters all bonded together. So once that's done, I'm going to grab those little foam roses and I'm going to take about 3 out of the package. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to put these inside of the little heart cutout, but I'm not going to glue them to the sign. I want to just glue the roses together because I want them to be removable. So I'm going to go ahead and take one of the roses out and I'm going to bond it side by side with one of the roses. That'll be the top of the heart, and then that third rose I'm going to nestle at the bottom of those two and just stick that in there as well, and just it'll kind of conform to the shape of that heart. Now the roses do kind of expand a little, so they'll hold themselves in place without actually hot gluing them, and you can see those roses do stick together and you could just tuck them right back in, and then there you go, it'll be a removable option. So now to decorate this sign and how I want to display it, I'm going to use these 3 boxes that I made last Christmas for my little miniature trees. I am just going to repurpose these. So I'm going to sit these all side by side so it looks like a solid base. Now I love repurposing things. I will link this at the upper right hand corner of this video to give you instructions for these boxes, but you definitely can rebuild a box that'll fit your sign the way you prefer. So now I'm also going to take some of this boxwood that I got for 97 cents from Walmart, and I just glued it all together in a couple of stems, and I'm going to put that at the top of the boxes. And then as an option, you can add some additional foam roses in there to give it a little bit more decoration. It is all up to you. And there you have it. How simple is this cute little sign? Now I love this sign as a shelf or a table display, and it looks great with those stained wood block boxes, greenery, and the rose accents. Now it's just these little touches that make these so super sweet, and it's a great way to create a beautiful display. Now this is definitely great for Valentine's, but you can also decorate it for any occasion. Now here is the sign without the roses for a neutral farmhouse type of look. Now I can see this being displayed in any space of your home all year long. Or you can also add flowers if you like too. Now there's so many ways to decorate it. You all have to let me know, how would you choose to decorate this for your home? Now this project is a Valentine's wood heart sign. We're going to need one of these wood pallet style heart signs from the Dollar Tree. We're going to need 2 of these heart trinket boxes from the Dollar Tree, some poster letters from the Dollar Tree, and also some foam roses from the Dollar Tree. Now we're going to start off with the hearts. We're going to go ahead and we're going to remove 2 of the hearts from the packaging. We want to open them up, divide them in half, remove any of the packaging, and we want to go ahead and clip off that little ring at the top center of each heart. You just want to carefully clip it off, and I'm using some very sharp miniature wire clippers to do this. Now once all those little rings are clipped off, what I'm going to do is clean them off really well, and then I'm going to take them outside and give them a couple of coats of this satin white spray paint on each one of the hearts. You know, you could definitely use chalk paint or acrylic paint if you like. Now while those dry, we're going to remove the hang string from our wood heart, and we are going to be staining this with our Waverly Antique Wax. You can use traditional stain too if you like. So again, I'm going to be applying this with my paintbrush. I'm going to apply one nice coat, and I am going to do this one section at a time. Now after you apply each section, you're just going to go in with your paper towel and remove all of that excess wax for a nice smooth finish. Now you're just going to repeat this process all the way down to the heart, making sure you get all of the pieces in between them as well. And here is your heart all nice and covered, and just go ahead and set it to the side to dry. Alright, so now our hearts are nice and dry, and we can start to decorate them. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take those poster letters, and I wanted my hearts to spell out love for Valentine's Day. So I'm going to put L-O-V-E on all of my hearts. Now this sticker is pretty strong against this spray paint. You can definitely put a coat of Mod Podge on top of the letters just to make sure that they're extra secure and even waterproof if you like. So I'm going to go ahead and change out my mat because now I'll be doing some hot gluing. So I'm taking 4 sprigs of boxwood and 4 of those foam roses for this decoration. So I'm going to start off by adding one of the roses at the top center of each heart. I'm just going to be using my hot glue, and then I'm going to press it in place and hold it until it's nice and bonded. Now you're going to repeat this for all 4 of your hearts, and now they have the little roses up top. Now as an accent for greenery, I'm going to place the boxwood behind the heart on the back of the rose, and to secure it I'm adding the hot glue to the back of the rose and then pressing that greenery in place. And you want that greenery just kind of to stick out the top just a bit. And here are all 4 of those done, and when I flipped them over I realized, wow, they look like strawberries, so that might be another project coming this year. So all I'm doing here is just trimming off that greenery on the underside and then adding another dab of hot glue on top of there so that greenery stays in place. So now what I'm going to add, I decided to add some jute twine. Now what I did is I took 6 strands and I just braided a long strand down. I had these already on hand. I decided to do this at the last minute, but if you decide to add this as a trim to your hearts, I would suggest you do it before you add your roses and your greenery. But when I craft, I just get creative as I go, and I decide and make changes to make it look like I want to. So I'm just going to go ahead and nestle that piece in. So I cut a piece that would fit around it, and I'm going to run hot glue around the edge of the heart and then place that braided jute twine all the way around. Now I used the jute twine from the Dollar Tree to do this, and it was really easy. So when you wrap your jute twine around, you want the edge of the jute twine to be lined up with the bottom edge of that little heart. And then once you get to the end, trim it down to fit where the end nestles up under that rose. And then apply that hot glue and press that end in place. And you kind of want to hold it since it's going around a curve so it doesn't pop back up, and you want to make sure that's nice and bonded. So here is what one of your jute twine hearts looks like, and you just want to repeat this for the remainder of your hearts. So now our stained palette heart is nice and done, so we are going to start to add our love hearts to the sign. Now, how I wanted to apply these is I kind of wanted them to hang in kind of like a swag. You definitely can put them straight across, but I think that hanging them at an angle or applying them at an angle makes them just give it a little bit more character. So once you get your placement just right, you're just going to take your hot glue and you're going to add hot glue to the back where your greenery is and around the bottom of your heart, and then press it firmly onto the heart until it's nice and bonded. Now, I like to do the first and the last letter first just to make sure that those angles match up on each side. And then once those two are done, I'll do the O and the V in the center. And here's everything nice and bonded in place. So now what we're going to go ahead and stick that jute twine back into the heart, so we'll have something to hang it by. You don't have to use the jute twine. You could definitely use ribbon or whatever you like. And then I'm going to add a couple of bows. Now, I had a couple of these bows already on hand, and I'm just going to add some hot glue to the back. I'm going to glue one to the top and one to the bottom. And of course, if ribbon is not your thing, you can definitely add whatever you like, whether it be more greenery, roses, or whatever makes your heart happy. And check it out on display. Now, how cute is this little heart sign? Now, I think this is so perfect to hang on the door or on the wall as a part of your Valentine's decor. Now, I really had fun creating these easy projects today, and I hope that they've inspired you. Now, as always, I do love them all, but let me know in the comments which one of these super easy projects was your favorite today. Listen, if you love DIYs on a budget, please give this video a thumbs up and share this video with your friends. Make sure that you're following She's So CraftDee on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, and Pinterest for the latest news, sneak peeks, and giveaways. Now, if you like videos like these and you don't want to miss the next one, make sure you're subscribed by clicking that subscribe button below, or just click on my She's So Crafty logo on your screen and make sure you hit that bell to be notified when the next DIY goes live. It's absolutely free. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you all next time.